Hello students, how are you all? Hope all of you are fine. Welcome to the second session of the first lesson, Geographical Features. Earlier we studied about types of map, different types of map, physical map, political map, topographic map, large scale map, small scale map, and the grid reference. Today we are going to start direction. In many maps, you will see vertical lines. Those uppermost points has an arrow marked with the letter N. This line is the north line and shows the north direction. Means as you can see in the compass below, the topmost upper, it is north, and down it is south, and is left, west, and right we have east. So once you know the north, you can easily find the other three direction, namely east, west, and south. You can also find the four intermediate direction, namely northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. As you can see in the compass, topmost north, then N to E, north to east, in between the direction is called northeast. From east to south, you can see southeast intermediate direction. From south to west, you can see the intermediate direction southwest. And from west to north, you can see the intermediate direction northwest direction. So some maps have a compass rose which shows the major and the intermediate direction as shown in the below. If you don't have and you can not able to find the direction, so the uppermost, your topmost direction of the map is known as the north line or north direction. Some maps have neither the north line or a compass rose. So in such case, in such maps, upper part is taken as the north. The lower part is known as the south, and the left part is considered as a west, and the right part is present the east. Now grid. A grid is a net of horizontal and vertical lines that form a cell like in a graph paper. You can see the map below. There, like this page is like a graph paper on which we have a word map. And here are some horizontal lines and the vertical lines. And they form a cell. Vertical and horizontal line form a cell. Cell means एक चकोर सा part, square part. So that square is called a cell. So to help locate features on a map, a grid is often drawn on the map. It means if you want to locate a particular thing on a map, so you have to form the grid. Means you have to form the net of horizontal and vertical lines on a map. And you can see the cells which are coming to the particular space which you are finding, want to find out. So that cells show the particular place. So features on the map can be located by knowing the cell in which it lies. So vertical and horizontal lines are drawn to form a grid. You can see in the image above. So this is grid. We have easting and northing in the grid. So for this, first of all, we come to know that what is easting. Easting are the vertical lines drawn on a topographic map, and we draw these lines north to south, and it is called easting. These numbers given to it increase eastwards. So we have to give them some numbers, and these numbers increase eastwards. And northing are the horizontal lines east to west drawn on a topographic map, and it is called northing. So these numbers also given to the increase northward. In easting, eastward. In northing, northward. So you can see in the picture below easting and northing. So northing are given some lines, and this is the grid of lines. Earlier we have studied about the grid. All these grid form a northing and easting. Vertical and horizontal lines make easting and northing. Now grid reference. In a grid, the name of a cell comes from line that forms its southwestern corner. So in a grid, the name of the cell comes from a line and that form the southwestern corner. It consists of 4 digits and is the 4 digits figure grid reference. These 4 digits was 4 figure grid reference of all the features showing in the cell. In the given figure, line number 41, you can see in the figure down. So line number 41, line number 28 form the south western corner of the cell X. So you can see the X in the middle, and line number 41 and line number 28, they form a cell. Give the number to the easting forming the left side of the cell. It is 41. So we have given the number to the easting 41, 42, 43, 54 like that, and give the number of the easting coming to the left side of the cell, that is 41. Give the number to the northing forming the bottom of the cell, it is 28. Now you can see 27, 28, 29, 30. So these are the horizontal lines which form the northing. Put the number together, easting first. First we have to put easting, then we put the number of northing. So put the number together, easting first, and you have the grid reference. It is like 41, 28. So this is your grid number. So you can have your grid number. First we have put easting, then we have put northing numbers. So first we have put easting number, that is 41, and northing number 28. Then we put 28. So together it form a number, 4-digit number 41, 28. Now colors. Color are used in map to show certain kinds of features. In political map, for example, different color shows different countries or state within a country. So blue color is used to show water. Red or black color or both the colors shows cities. In a physical map, shading is often used to show the vegetation in the height of land. Shade of green indicate lowlands or plains. Brown shade indicate the highlands. Dark brown and purple are often used to show great heights. White color shows snow-capped regions. In topographic maps, grid lines and its number are shown in red color only. Only in topography map, grid lines. The lines are used to show in red. Red is also used to show the road and buildings. Forested areas are colored with green. Cultivated land is colored in yellow. Uncultivated land is left white. Brown lines are contours. All writing except grid numbers is also in black color. Now conventional symbols. As we know that we have limited space in a map. So we do not show the actual shapes and size like trees, building, villages in a map. For that, we use some conventional symbols. For this, we have a key down to show some symbols. In a map, we show trees, these features with the help of the agreed symbols. These symbols are called conventional symbols. The meaning of the symbols used in map are usually given in a list on a map itself. So we call that list a key. This key helps us to understand the geographical features in a topographic maps. And down you can see international boundaries, dash, dot, dash, space, dash. So some villages you can see they are marked, and roads you can see double line, a big line. So these are some conventional symbols you can see down in the figure. That's all in today's session. And now you study about the symbols and the chapter. Now your chapter is completed. In next session, we will do the exercise and question answers. We discuss and we make a copy. Children, you make a copy, and in that copy, you will draw the figure, compass, rose, and the grid. Thank you.